Hello there.
Hello, girls and boys. How's it going?
Look at that.
Welcome back to Music That Doesn't Suck, the place where we have conversations about music that happens not to be that awful at times. And today we actually want to focus on how would be the best way, or the best bands, the best albums, the best songs, or whatever you want to fit into this conversation
Back.
to get into prog rock music. Because as we know, prog rock is very dense, it's very wide, it's very broad in nature.
Very obnoxious, it's very pretentious.
Yes, and
So
for every good thing you can say about it, there's probably three things you can say badly about it.
About it bad, in all fairness, it's because it's the best genre of music there is.
Yeah.
It's clearly for the educated gentlemen, the initiated, those who have seen the light of day in a day of darkness. Look, do you see what they
Already preempting.
going there, super bright, and I know I'm a vampire, but I'm not kind of vampire, man. Okay, whatever. Okay, so
But look,
sorry about this rock start, but
look, prog rock being this wide, this broad, this extensive in nature, there are definitely better ways to start or to get into prog rock than others. Because certain bands, they are way too good for you to actually start in them. Because they can be a little bit daunting.
Agreed.
Because one of the things that make prog rock, especially the more
That
true
prog-
to form prog rock, is a more artistic approach to music making at times.
Before we start to get into that, we should define first what on earth prog rock stands for and
that's
what
a
makes
tough
it
one.
prog.
That's a tough one to begin with.
I don't know you, but I'm kind of thirsty.
Yeah.
And I think part of the gimmick of this show, total another gimmick, and it's something that was stated on the title, is having a drink.
Yeah.
So, shall we?
I think we shall. Would you like to introduce us
Of
to
course.
this mix?
Today we'll start to go very simple because we're going to be discussing progressive rock music, which is totally not simple at all. And they start to have gin and tonic, the tried and true, the fantastic beverage that was created by British Army, if I recall correctly, the Navy, back in the Victorian era when they were exploring India and stuff. And if I recall correctly, memory might be incorrect in this one, but they came up with the idea of adding gin to tonic water because the quinina is the name.
Quinina, yeah.
Is the name of the toxin used to produce the tonic water.
Yeah.
It has plenty of health benefits.
Yeah.
And it was produced in those regions of the world as a medicine. And down in it, straight was stuff.
Yeah.
So they started to add gin to it to make it more palatable, and little by little, they found the recipe for perfection. And gin and tonic is something that it might be simple because it's basically 2 ounces of gin, 4 ounces of tonic, water. The thing is this: what kind of gin, what kind of tonic water, and very important. I don't know if it's visible here.
It's probably gonna be easier to
Is there on your
here.
yeah, perfect. I don't know if there you can see that it's not flies, it's dead cockroaches. No, it's actually spice. This, if I recall correctly, this is Jamaica
Seeds.
seeds. Why? Because Roman, how is it going?
Hey,
Shares
Roman.
over there.
Yeah.
And yes, this is important because depending on the combination you're actually drinking, you can make it better or ruin it with the spice you drop on it.
I noticed a hint of experience in this last comment.
Well, a little bit. Totally not me ruining several drinks in my life so far. Yeah, no, I totally can tell you. There are certain combinations that I have done that sucked so much that I actually had to drink it just because it was gin. Because I happen to like gin quite a lot.
Yeah.
But I was like, damn, I ruined my I ruined my drink.
But well,
But in this case, this is straight and true. This works. So
cheers.
cheers.
I hope you're cheering with us as well.
Yes.
If you are, please let us know what you're drinking.
Yes.
And yes. So now back on track.
Yes.
Do you think yes is a
No,
good
of course not.
introduction?
No, it's terrible. Here, gin and tonic and nectar of the gods. Of course, man. Such a great beverage. And actually, this combo is very good.
Yeah, it does. It
And
works
it's actually
well.
very. This is not fancy anything because we're drinking very common gin and Schweppes. The most common tonic water you can get is very much.
You can find it anywhere.
Yeah, and it never fails. There are much more fancier tonic waters, but that's when you start to get into the super dangerous territory because you're like, which one? Damn. Yeah. So now, prog. Let's first define the concept of progressive rock.
Damn.
I know. Difficult. Where it all began? Maybe somewhere during the 60s. early 60s, would you say?
More than likely.
You could have even, you can even make the claim that certain acts such as the Beatles had plenty of proto-progressive rock elements in their music, particularly the later stuff.
Sgt. Pepper's is
Clearly, it's a prog rock album, I would say.
Yeah.
Has more of psychedelic, agree, but plenty of prog rock elements.
Yeah, it was already the beginning of what would soon become prog.
Yeah, because why?
I think it was a little bit more expensive in nature than most of what the Beatles had done at that time. A little bit more artistic, for the lack of a better word.
Define artistic, man.
That's gonna be a tough one because some help here.
Okay.
No, look. I feel that when I say artistic in music creation, I think I'm referring to the kind of stuff that the musician does, not because how it's gonna be perceived by the audience, but how he himself, the musician, wants to infuse his music, his creation, with something that makes sense to him, but maybe not necessarily to other people.
In a self-indulgent manner? Is that what you're saying?
Perhaps.
Could it be kind of like a self-satisfying move?
Yeah.
Something you do to yourself? Is that what you're implying?
Look, and even thinking about
This is pleasure.
about the
Momentarily, not
the
necessarily.
era of Beatles that we're referring to. We're already talking about the Beatles quite well established.
Yes.
They were already the Beatles for a few years at that point in time. And I say they could afford not to give a damn. They could create whatever they wanted, and people would consume it, and people would like it. And Sgt. Pepper's kind of feel like that. It's like, we're gonna do whatever we want.
Yeah, also Abbey Road to a certain degree.
Yeah, but I think Abbey Road is still more.
A little bit more self-contained.
Yes,
less,
it is.
Less, in this sense, like big and stupid, like
Yeah.
all over the place. Because I'm not saying that Sgt. Pepper is a mess of an album. The thing is that they reached that point in their careers in which they were already bigger than Jesus, so they could afford try whatever crazy ideas they got and throw it to the wall expecting something to stick without any form of opposition, major opposition, because I can actually, they were still contractually obliged to make music that sells.
Yeah.
And in that record you start to see elements that I consider to be quite quintessential prog. Let me begin from there. First and foremost, longer songs. That's usually, not necessarily, but usually a good reference point to determine if something is progressive or not. The length of the track. Just because a long track doesn't mean that it's a progressive song, okay? Because you can have short progressive songs.
Okay.
But usually speaking, due to the nature of progressive rock, which is movements and quite defined sections similar to what you do or find in classical music, in which you don't necessarily speaking have a more traditional structure, traditional in the sense of contemporary music, okay? Which is verse, bridge, chorus, and chorus double at the end. That's usually your pop rock, your pop song, and that applies to all genres, okay? In progressive rock, you tend to have movements rather than sections, in which they could be self-contained, and they are connected to another movement through the use of a passage, musical or lyrical or even soundscaping. Then you got as well the development of cues or leitmotifs, like themes that refers to a particular section of the track, a particular lyrical moment, or a particular phrase, musical phrase that will be reproduced or used in different moments across the piece.
Or even characters, if we're talking about more narratively driven.
You're going to the next stage, which would be conceptual albums and stuff. Very similar to the concept of opera. So, as you can see, progressive rock and progressive music in general, you can make the argument that there are actual progressive electronic music as well. Even pop. A good example is freaking ABC's Legion of Love. That thing's a progressive album. It's more in the pop area, but still, in my head, well, it fills all of these boxes, man. It's ticking all of these boxes. And as you can see, it's heavily influenced by the techniques and the styles behind the composition of what we consider today classical music. In reality, it's orchestral music from the classical period. But that would be a definition from me. Am I incorrect?
No, it makes sense.
Let me take a look at the comments here. Here, Roman here saying, to me, Prog is anything not conventional. Good point. Using let me freaking mouse cruise chat. Sorry about this, but damn it. The thing said. Okay, yeah. Now, to me, progressive rock is anything not conventional, using any type of instrument or effect, and or nor any rules allowed. No, anything goes. Yes. News is out that Israeli has died. Did he? Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I didn't get you the final.
Israeli, the original guitar player for Kiss, passed away. It seems. Wow, damn it, that's kind of bad.
Yeah, may he rest in peace.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
Mm.
Yeah, I actually have he used to be a nice guy.
Mm.
Sad news.
Yeah.
Totally not Prog.
No.
Kiss completely.
Yeah, not necessarily belonging to this conversation.
No,
but,
no. So, coming back to the definition of Prog, I think what Roman is saying here is also very, very defining factors.
Yeah.
Instrumentation is not restricted by any means.
Yeah, well, I think one of the main characters is not trying to put it in more layman terms. I think progressive rock is freer. It's freer music. Because the compositional process is more a result of the emotional impact that you want to cause, rather than following a formula, because you even mentioned the whole thing about verse, chorus, blah blah, which is something that we see replicated very commonly in mainstream music of all kinds.
Yes.
Rock music also suffers quite a lot from that. It's not only pop, right?
But it's the contemporary style, man.
You know, but that's why it takes back from the original way to make music. I'm talking about classical music now.
No, but even that, man. Even in classical music, you got styles on how to write pieces, because for it to be a symphony, you have to follow certain movements, following certain characteristics. There has been formulas since forever. The thing is that what progressive rock does is similar to what opera does. It's more about making sense of an idea expressed through music, rather than encapsulating an idea through music. Make sense?
Yeah.
Because an idea evolves, right?
Yeah, and look, I even think that it could be said about progressive rock music that is more narrative driven, and it doesn't necessarily mean lyrically driven.
No, I get you.
Two different things, because you will have for most of the time established concepts behind the songs and albums, and those concepts are represented through the music, through those movements that you mentioned.
Yes.
And the progressive aspect of it comes from the narrative aspect of the development of that concept over time.
Yes.
Be it contained within a song or a full album, which is also very common when it comes to progressive rock music.
Agreed. So now you can see why progressive rock tends to have this reputation of being pompous, flamboyant, elitist, because also virtuosism is very important.
Is it?
Extremely important.
Well, there are
the only band that can
plenty
pull
of examples.
Like what? Of sucky musicians pulling it off?
Not sucky musicians, but not necessarily virtuosos.
Or like what? How many bands compared to the rest? Just saying. Porcupine Tree, not virtuoso. The drummer is great. Then Pink Floyd, nobody's good.
look,
but fantastic band.
Look, even now Genesis have the keyboard player is actually very good.
No.
Yeah. No. The thing is that I don't think virtuosism is necessarily by default.
No, but it's a very important part of the genre, because you find rare examples. Pink Floyd, it's a band that is very much one of those icons of progressive rock music.
Yeah.
That happens not to be virtuoso. None of the members are virtuoso on their instruments. David Gilmour is a great, incredible, super seminal, influential as well balls guitar player. Agree. Watch out. God bless.
Thank you.
America. But he's not renowned for being a shredder.
No.
And I also say that being this kind of virtuoso-driven music also is the downfall of progressive rock. More on that once we start to give examples of bands, because it also created several of the cliches that I can understand, and I agree with people who might have a hard time getting into the whole prog rock stuff.
Because there are plenty of arguments against prog rock, plenty of hate that's thrown around. Some of it unjustified, but quite a lot of it quite well justified as well.
Here Roman is giving a good take as well. He's saying, I think prog rock, let me get this closer.
Get it closer to the side.
Let me find a way to read it.
Just look at it and go.
Okay, that's awful. But where? Okay, look. Well, it's awful. It has me on it. Of course, it's gonna suck. Look, here Roman is saying, I think prog rock can have any subject matter, or no subject at all. It can be all instrumental. Agreed.
Yeah.
Because the music itself, and that's a good point also to describe the sound of prog rock. The music alone should be enough for the idea to be expressed.
Yeah.
Something that other more lyrical driven genres tend to ignore. Looking at you, pop. This should be the norm for every music, kind of music you listen to.
Yeah, that's why it's music, not poetry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, but prog rock tends to be very takes that super seriously, extremely seriously.
Yeah.
Now, which band do you think? Let's begin from there. Now we established. Try to pick bands that will follow this. We already mentioned the Beatles.
Yeah.
They kind of have, but it's just the later albums.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah,
just if you want to be strict, it's just Sgt. Pepper.
Yeah.
A little bit on Abbey Road, but it's not as present as it is on Sgt. Pepper. And also, you could make the argument that Sgt. Pepper is mostly a psychedelic album than
With
it
some
is
prog rock
with
stuff.
some prog rock.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you can also make the claim that early Pink Floyd.
Psychedelic, not prog.
Psychedelic rock, not prog.
Yeah.
So from there,
Let me think.
first
because-
pick. We're talking about music that would be a good gateway without feeling daunting to somebody who only knows Metallica.
And look,
And
with that in
Metallica
mind,
could be a good pick.
there are some moments.
Yes.
But look, keeping this in mind, because we're talking about someone being introduced to prog rock,
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily mean that we're talking about a prog rock band, because some,
Progressive rock music in general.
and even stuff that exists outside of what is considered to be prog, but has enough of the elements to be a good way to get into it.
Okay.
I'm thinking, for instance, Kate Bush. Because you mentioned well, that prog doesn't necessarily stick to rock,
Agree.
and she plays pop music
Yes.
for the most part. But there's quite a lot of prog to her stuff, especially what's the name of the Dreams.
The
I
Dream.
think. Is the Dream or the
The
Dreams?
Dreamer or Dreaming.
Something Dream.
The one where she looks super gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Super proggy.
Yeah.
It's still pop music on the most part,
Yes.
but it's a great way for someone that's not necessarily initiated yet into prog rock.
I kinda differ with that one.
Why?
That album is scary.
It's weird.
It's way too
It's
weird,
weird.
man. I listened the first time I listened to that freaking album. I was like, I can see the appeal, but damn, this is getting me nervous. I don't know if that makes sense to you, because it's so like super crazy, feminine energy everywhere,
Yeah.
and crazy like in that I don't get it.
The thing is, it takes
But I
off
get it.
a little bit of what Bjork was doing, for instance.
Bjork is heavily inspired by that album.
Yeah, but I think it's more musical, and this is not my own take now. I might get some
Let me
hate for
check
it,
the name of the album.
because I find Bjork music to be a little bit too on what we define to be as artistic. Okay. I think Kate Bush was drawing elements of that artistry, but still making music that was music.
Yeah, because the album that follow up is the one from
Hounds of Love.
Hounds of Love. That's
It's very good.
It's a very good album, but it's less.
It's less charged on the
Dreaming.
artsy.
Yeah,
thing.
it's less artistic. It's more self-contained and straightforward.
Yeah.
But the Dreaming is very intense, man. I don't know if it's a. I wouldn't pick that one as my first pick for somebody to get into prog music. I can see why, because it sounds like prog rock, but it's way too like. Damn.
The thing is still, on the most part, following quite a lot of pop aesthetics, so it's a little bit easier to digest. Because, for instance, on the most part, prog rock is not necessarily very easy to define what's the sound of prog rock, because it's quite wide. But nowadays, specifically,
Yes.
when you think of prog rock, usually you're gonna think of bands that sound oldies. The sound itself wouldn't be something that would appeal to modern audiences.
Well, I don't know. Let me take this comment here. Roman here is saying you can probably say movie scores that change from fast to mellow, hardcore to orchestral throughout the movie can be categorized as prog. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say prog per se, but I could say prog related
Yeah.
or prog influenced.
Yeah.
The thing is that progressive rock is such a difficult term to narrow down.
Yeah.
Because it's you can tell when something is prog rock by the sound and the composition, of course.
Yeah.
And it's something that is kind of difficult to pinpoint.
Yeah.
Because there are certain scores from certain. This is going to sound not necessarily movie related, but the original StarCraft on PC, the soundtrack for that game, particularly one of the races you play, is basically prog rock. The soundtrack is fantastic. It's a goddamn fanfare it has plenty of Allman Brothers with a little bit of orchestral sound, and the song's morphs, man. We're talking about a track that is like 8 minutes long. It's a prog rock instrumental badass piece of music.
Yeah.
You're like, damn! I just played the game just to listen to freaking track, man. For real. And it has plenty of southern rock influences because the characters are kind of redneck inspired. They have that kind of American vibe to them. But it has plenty of orchestral moments due to the military aspect of the game and stuff. But in that case, I think that's prog rock. And it's a soundtrack. It is. You have to listen to the track. And when they released StarCraft 2, I was super eager to see what they do with the soundtrack.
What did you do?
Didn't disappoint.
Yeah.
It's also great. It's also very because they took on from. They even did the prog thing. Some of the cues. Different harmony, different moment. Like, okay, this goosebumps. Are like, this is music well done. Man. Paying attention to it.
Yeah, when people cared.
When people cared, 2010. So, yes, and here Ramon here saying many say Jethro Tull is prog, but I think they are more rock and roll, folk classical to me. Yeah, good point. The thing is this: the reason why Jethro Tull is considered prog rock, it's because
Thick as a Brick.
Before Thick as a Brick. Aqualung, full-on conceptual album from start to finish.
Yeah.
And Thick as a Brick, it's a master class on songwriting, man. That thing is just one song. It's basically a 40-minute track.
Yeah.
Just divided into two because limitations of technology.
Yeah.
And Thick as a Brick is a fantastic piece of music. It's impressive.
And you cannot say that that's not prog.
No, it's full-on prog. Yeah. It's full-on prog. But I can see why there is this kind of blurred line thing with them because. If you listen to albums such as the one with Bungle and Jungle, War Child, I think is the name. That's that's where most of their Bungle and Jungle is a huge hit for them.
Yeah.
It's mostly self-contained music, and I can see why the prog, the classical with folk stuff is so, because in that those albums are super heavy horses as well, super kind of folky, with classic rock and roll, and that's the thing. You start to see, are they truly prog? Because not if you start to see them from a beer side perspective, not all of their catalog has.
No, I get you.
Living in the Past is the name.
Yeah, because
War Child is a track.
They are not a full-on prog band from that sense, because considerable part of what they did wasn't full-on prog.
No, but even Pink Floyd themselves, David Gilmour, I saw an interview of him, and he said that I never got why they called us, or they said that we were a progressive rock band. When I look at the guys who were playing prog rock, like, no, man. No, man. Who are his contemporaries? Genesis, Yes, Jethro Tull doing these tracks. Even Led Zeppelin could be prog as well.
He has his
related.
I wouldn't say that Led Zeppelin is a prog rock band, but he definitely has moments.
Because I would say that Led Zeppelin is a good introduction to prog.
Agreed.
Because Led Zepp is badass. Let's call a spade. Great freaking band.
Yeah.
No stinkers other than Die Maker, but I actually don't have that many issues with that one. No, I don't like it. But
well, look, even the ultra popular song "Stairway to Heaven"
that's prog rock.
Is a great introduction to prog rock.
That's prog rock. It is indeed.
The Rain song is better as an introduction to prog rock, but it is proggier. But "Stairway to Heaven," well, it's proven by the numbers that is extremely accessible song.
It is.
Everybody likes it.
Kind of astroturfed, a little bit too much.
It is a great song.
It is indeed. Bad.
And it has plenty of prog to it.
I agree.
Plenty.
I agree. Yeah, even No Quarter. It's a way shorter track.
Yeah.
But plenty of proggy elements on it, because expansiveness. Great use of effects, as Roman said before. Fantastic orchestration, very defined movements. Even though it's following a much more traditional contemporary music structure, which you see the verses and stuff, the way the composition works is so organic for I know it's a buzzword, but I think it kind of makes sense in this case, right?
Yeah.
Because it has that thing that makes it like, it's difficult for you to truly see a form or a sequence.
Yeah.
You flow with it because progressively speaking, you're being taken away by the music.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a very good track for that. Here Roman is saying, they also say prog rock bands have the worst album covers. In general, they do.
Well, thinking on
I guess it's hard to put into pictures a concept. Yes, man. Some of them are fantastic, but some of them are awful. We could have let's do this.
Have a conversation following about
Next
that.
week, we're gonna be talking about the worst album covers ever in rock music. I think it's a fun experiment to have. Because
Just the worst.
and you'll see why Roman is saying this. Because there are plenty of shitty album covers from prog rock. One proof. Do you have your phone?
I do have my phone.
Okay, look for Love Bitch by Emerson, Lake and Palmer. You can't go progress than that. And once you
Do
find
you
it,
think Emerson, Lake and Palmer is a good introduction to prog?
of course not. But no, but just for you to see how sucky album covers in prog rock tend to be.
Okay, let me see. Which one am I looking for?
Love Bitch. You already found it.
Yes.
Look at that.
Let me.
Yep.
So look for everybody to see.
Yes. So
Beautiful.
that's it. Huh? Huh? Who told them that was a good album cover, man? No wonder why prog rock died. Okay. Yeah, but I think we should do that next week. That's gonna be a fun experiment.
We can.
The thing is that also you can look for Rain Salad Surgery
Yeah.
by Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Fantastic, awesome album cover. The album cover alone has justified many purchases of the album.
That was excellent.
It is, but Tarkus is better. But
Tarkus is a better album.
it's a better album.
And the cover for Tarkus is not a remarkably good, but it's not a bad cover.
Also, bad album covers from prog rock. Hemispheres by Rush.
Oh yes.
I already told you that it was the last album I got from them because it's the one with the naked guy. I didn't want to pick it up.
It's a good album, man.
Yeah, it is, but that's a tough sell. Yeah, look, here's a bad cover. It is indeed a horrible cover. So yeah, next week because I'm not going to spoil my veins with this one because we will even have access to the computer so we can
Yeah, we can show.
we can actually have a proper analysis of the freaking covers and even doing the golden ratio shit just to look this is ass. So
By objective standards,
Yeah,
I can say that this is awful.
confirmed by science itself. Okay, now
Look, one thing.
you say
One thing. One of the biggest detrimentals for someone that is not used to progressive rock music is usually the length of the songs, because on the most part, people nowadays are not used to dedicating that much time to listen to a single song. So that can be already a factor at play here. So I think a good way to introduce people into prog rock is getting bands that make music with prog rock elements that are not that long. Comes to mind, The Police. I think
Yes.
Synchronicity is a great album to dip your toes in the water of what prog rock is.
Yeah, good pick. Because The Police is the furthest you can go when it comes to tough to listen to music.
Yeah,
But it's-
super enjoyable, quick.
Not quick.
Oh, no,
I
it's
wouldn't use
funny.
quick. I would use expedite. Rather than quick.
Yeah, efficient.
Efficient. Yeah, because the approach is that Don Boros get to the chorus, but in a non-commercial fashion, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
done with care.
Yeah.
It's with purpose, not just to. It's not trimming off the fat,
Yes. Yeah.
because you got the two synchronicities on the album are fantastic pieces of music, clearly influenced by the stuff by Yes and I would say even more Pink Floyd, but with an edge.
Conceptual as F, the album.
All Jungian.
Yeah.
Talking about Carl and everything,
Yeah.
and super deep lyrics. Besides that freaking song about the dinosaurs, that's clearly a filler, man. And you can't go more proggier than that. Yeah, like we wrote a song about the time in which man walk among dinosaurs. That never happened, allegedly. So But wherever. So, yeah, good pick, man. The thing is that The Police only has that album that has that proggy
Yeah.
vibe.
No, but I think that album, and I mean, is not prog.
The band.
You're not actually getting into prog.
No, but it's a good introduction to the whole notion of the
Yeah.
elements, the
Yeah.
musical choices,
It can help into your transitioning
yeah.
into a more pedantic lifestyle.
Yeah, more pedantic, more pedantic analysis. Yeah, good pick. But a follow up to that,
Let me see.
Rush.
Let's say you already went through Synchronicity. I think Rush is still further down the line.
But Rush is very similar to The Police, even in sound, man.
It is. I think it's a good follow-up, but the thing is that I think
Depending on the album.
it's already a very big, steep jump
Do you
when it
think?
comes to the complexity of the music. Because The Police, even though it's super well-crafted music, is fun. It's made to be fun first. It's not music that is that's gonna off-put anybody from being way too complex.
But look, if you blast the spirit of the radio, and to somebody who already likes The Police,
Yeah.
Kid has everything they will love. The
Agreed.
thing is that the album from which it comes from
Yeah.
is a tougher listen. But if you show them Limelight, the album from which it comes from, easy.
Yeah. But that's the only full
Frank
album.
Luchet.
That's the only full album that's easy because on the most part, Rush has plenty of great songs that could be used as introduction to
But
prog.
Hold Your Fire,
That album is the only one that the full album is accessible.
the same. That I mean, also Moving Pictures, man.
Moving
Moving Pictures is super accessible, man. That's why it's their biggest selling record.
No, I think the Hold Your Fire is way more accessible. When it
Hold Your
comes
Fire has more pop sensitivities. I give you that. But both of those albums are great introductions to Rush. And
Well,
also to prog rock.
to YYZ, for instance, which is a
That's
song
the one
that
they will naturally skip.
I'm not necessarily a fan of that song. I love Rush. I'm not a fan of that song. Normie, let's call a spade, listen to YYZ, say, what the heck is this?
Yeah, but
Like,
wait.
I'm not listening to this.
But wait. Let's create a persona for this. Let's call him Ferdinand. Okay. So Ferdinand,
Ferdinand.
Ferdinand. Yes, thank you. Will be like, damn, The Police is good, and I like that kind of approach to writing music. And they told me that I should listen to Rush. Okay. They told me that Tom Sawyer is the popular track. Okay. And then they also told me that YYC is a kick-ass. The one that rule them all kind instrumental track. So I'm gonna listen to it already like, I gotta like this shit because it's told to me, it was said, it's in the scripture, it was promised to me 3,000 years ago. So I gotta like it. Because otherwise, when I come back to my friends who introduced me to Rush, I go, I didn't like, they will kick me out of the circle. So it's just by sheer social pressure that people like YYC. I'm not saying this just as a potential scenario. I think it's what happens.
Look, I feel we're having a conversation about good way to get into prog. I feel that YYZ is a horrible way to get into prog because I think if the most complex, the most expensive thing you ever listen to is The Police, and you listen to YYZ, you're not gonna keep digging further.
Man.
You're gonna actually go look back and okay, I prefer to go back to Katy Perry.
No, wait a second. You're coming from Synchronicity, right? That means that you also have to endure the one about your mother.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that that's easier to listen to than freaking YYC?
It is.
No.
Especially in the context of the album.
YYC is like, da-da-da-da-da. You're like, at least, okay, the drums are, damn, at that point, you're talking about somebody who, probably the hardest drums that he ever heard was Coldplay. So, of course, that's gonna be like, whoa, because it is. But not that much.
But look, a taste,
Yeah, wait.
a taste for instrumentalism is something that is developed.
No.
Yes.
No, you're, and I'm the mean one and the condescending one. People can get it. Look, before we continue with personal attacks and stuff, here, Roman is saying that I read that Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys wrote the Pet Sounds album, and the song Good Vibrations is inspired by the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's. Yeah, didn't know that.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of
Yeah.
there, right? And that track being kind of, it has that Sgt. Pepper, and Univibe.
The weird thing.
Because that kind of how can I describe it? Like sticky,
Yeah.
which is very
Wave-
psychedelic.
Wavy but sticky.
Yeah, it's psychedelic.
Yeah.
That sound is psychedelic. Phasers and Univibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a wavy
Like
sound
that,
of a
like-
lava lamp.
Yeah, can you show them the iguana?
Oh yeah, because it's actually
That's
very.
fully.
It looks as it sounds.
Yes, it's exactly. Look, this pedal
This-
like that.
It looks
That-
great actually. It's a
Yeah,
great
I
looking
love
pedal.
that. I, mean, I bought it just for the print. Yeah, but it sounds great. It's a fantastic pedal. For those of you who are into guitar stuff, Walrus Audio, great company, makes very good pedals. And that guy sounds psychedelic. It's very much a Pink Floyd machine. No, it's actually more of a Van Halen, believe it or not. The
Van Halen is
yeah.
a step in the right direction
Yes.
of progressive rock.
Agreed.
They never went full on progressive
No,
rock.
but
They are
Hopper-
not a progressive rock band by any means.
Hot for Teacher.
What a great song. What a great song.
But that's a good introduction to the things that's heavy metal, man. The thing is that Van Halen is so good, man. But yeah, Van Halen is a band that could get you into prog.
The thing, look, I think your starting point, the person that you're envisioning as the one being initiated into prog rock, is already coming from a good starting point. The one that I'm thinking about, the person that I'm thinking about, is coming from scratch.
Ferdinand.
Is it Ferdinand? Knows shit.
Yes.
Ferdinand is very ignorant. He has never listened to anything.
F. Ferdinand.
Yeah, freaking Ferdinand
No,
sucks.
don't give ideas because that could happen in Prussia. We don't know what happens there. When Ferdinand gets wrecked.
Because I feel that. Sorry.
Watch out, that's karma.
Yeah. I'm thinking on a way more easier introduction, dipping your toes in the water kind of thing for someone that knows nothing.
Okay.
For instance, someone that is known for pop but is actually prog, Peter Gabriel.
Oh yeah.
Peter Gabriel is a great introduction to prog rock music.
Yes, indeed. Which
Solo career. I'm talking solo
album?
career. So I think it's the quintessential peak because
I don't know.
it's ultra enjoyable.
Yeah, but I think he was way proggier in Peter Gabriel earlier.
Yes. Yeah, the thing that we're talking about the guy that led Genesis
Yes.
in the era that Genesis was good.
Are you meaning that
And
he
prog.
was, are you trying to say that he was Genesis? Are you suggesting that Genesis died the moment he died?
Studies say that he was at least 87% of Genesis.
I heard that it was 90. But where? No, but yeah, but I would pick Peter Gabriel 3 before So because that one you got. What's the name of that one? I don't remember the name of the street. Such a great track. Let me find out because that song. I showed it to a guy that I'm working with here at studio. Let me find it first.
But look, all of the Peter Gabriel's albums, the one titled Peter Gabriel, are
He has 3.
yeah, exactly. All of them are proggier than Soul, but Soul
Oh, this is Peter Gabriel 1.
is the one that's most.
Salisbury Hill. That's that song is just fantastic. It's acoustic, but I always recommend to listen to the one that they played live in Athens, I think. It's in Greece. In the 80s. And it was during the promotional tour for So the production value of the shots. But in Peter Gabriel one, you got that song. It's the one with the car. And that track is already doing the acoustic thing, clearly harkening back to the time of Genesis, to the time on which he was part of Genesis, but also has time signature changes.
Oh, how have we not mentioned?
Very
Infinity
important,
Change
very important.
as an element of prog rock.
Yeah, very important because that thing is not exclusive to fancy music like classical or jazz. It's also for prog rock. And time signature changes and tempo changes are fundamental elements of progressive music. Why? It changes the dynamics of the song dramatically. It also adds a sense of more sophistication to music.
Yeah.
It requires a little bit of an extra level of interest from the listener. But that's why it's so rewarding. Because when you're like, okay, that was good.
Yeah.
Because it's difficult. By breaking the pattern in a sensical way
Yeah.
and bringing back the pattern again, it's so it's like doing a
but-
pirouette
but
and
if-
falling in a range. Yeah, beautifully.
But it feels like being taken on a ride. because whenever the time signature changes are used correctly within music, there are plenty of ways to use them incorrectly as
It
well.
gives you the
Yes.
moment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do it.
And those bands, Pink Floyd being only good at tempo changes, which is the speed, is still a valid point.
Yeah.
But Yes and Genesis, plenty of time signature changes.
Yeah.
We're talking about like going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Doing those tempo changes while the track is playing in a musical fashion is like, wow. At times, even though I praise this so much, I also consider it to be part of the downfall. More on that later, because this overindulgence and kind of sophisticated way to write music could be overdone.
Yeah, the whole notion of playing to the numbers thing.
Yeah, and you start to kill the music out of the, and you go more for a scientific approach, or I wouldn't call it scientific. It's more like kind of study method of music.
A tool in the, not mentioning the band.
Yeah, totally not. Yeah, right. Yeah, but look, keeping on with this conversation. Okay, so we already mentioned Peter Gabriel's a good pick, and the reasons I think were quite clear. Now let's move for something a bit more complex now, more on the proggier side of things, because all of these acts that we have mentioned are clearly prog oriented or related. They are not full on prog rock.
Okay, so let's say
Rush.
best bands to like within prog already.
Yes, let's say that you already developed the sensibilities for enjoying music that is above the normie. Okay, so where do you begin? Where did you begin?
I think Rush is a great starting point.
Did you?
Because no, I started. The thing is that I don't consider Pink Floyd to be prog rock. I said it. Sorry.
What kind of errors is this?
Pink Floyd has progressive rock moments. Their music is extremely expensive, is extremely thought-provoking, which are elements usually attributed to progressive rock music. But honestly, I think they are the highest stuff by Pink Floyd is prog rock. But 95% of what they did is classic rock.
No.
Not classic from that period, because we're talking, for instance, Deep Purple. They sound nothing like Deep Purple or anything like that. But
Deep Purple's a good prog-related band.
it is. It's not progressive rock, but it has plenty of it to
It's
it.
like Led Zeppelin. But Pink Floyd is full on prog.
It's the best bridge into prog, but it's not prog yet.
I don't think so, man, because they
Pink
have...
Floyd takes you into Rush. Rush is prog.
No. Pink Floyd is already prog. Why? Because full-on conceptual albums, first and foremost.
Yeah.
Extremely expansive sound. Quite focused on the musicality and the use of effects, soundscaping. They weren't that proficient on their instruments, and their music was always kept in a very not simplistic, that's an incorrect way to describe it. Neither minimalistic, I would say objectively functional way. That's why David Gilmour had a hard time like calling himself a progressive rock musician.
Yeah.
But because he was looking at the other guys from a position of, no, they play better than me.
Yeah.
But it's not from that angle, man, because if you analyze their music, their compositions are fully prog rock, man. Don't tell me that Echoes is not a progressive rock track.
It is indeed, clearly.
The Darks of the Moon, it's basically 2 tracks. You have the clear moments in which the song stop and begins, and they are all stitched together. Just because they don't have moments of clear changes in those songs doesn't mean, because think of the opener of the album, Breathe, 2 minutes. Is the on the run is longer than it, and it's a mess.
Yeah.
And the song doesn't stop there, because Breathe, on the run, and Time is 1 track. Is the opener, is the opener of the album, man. That whole section is a sweet, man.
You know why? And let me make my point, my case. You know why I have a hard time considering Pink Floyd a progressive rock band? It's not because of the music. It's because...
Royer.
No. It's because of a more social phenomenon, fan-based phenomenon that happens around Pink Floyd. A person can be very easily a so-called fan of Pink Floyd without enjoying any other form of progressive rock music.
Okay.
That's why I have a hard time finding into that definition, because for every 10 people that say that they like Pink Floyd,
But they don't like Pink Floyd. They like to say that they love that they like Pink Floyd, man.
The thing is that, yes, there are those, but I'm even talking about the people who actually enjoy Pink Floyd. You have a lot of people who enjoy Pink Floyd's music that would never listen to King Crimson, for instance.
And I'm the elitist.
I'm not saying that they can't do it. They can, but I'm saying that they are not progressive rock fans.
No, they
They
like
are Pink Floyd fans.
But that doesn't mean that Pink Floyd is not progressive.
I'm talking about a phenomenon here. I'm not talking about the music. I'm talking about
can
what
we agree that Pink Floyd is prog rock then?
I think. Animals is a very progressive rock album. Fantastic
Wish You Were
one.
Here.
Wish You Were Here is a progressive
The
rock album.
freaking Wall.
The
The
Mozart.
freaking Dark Side of Metal. You're basically accepting that the entire catalog is freaking prog rock.
But you see what I mean about
I
being
get
able
you.
to enjoy Pink Floyd without
get
being able
you.
to enjoy progressive rock.
Those guys have a name. Tourist. Okay, here Roman is saying, in college, he read of a composer, he can't remember the name right now, that he would play 20 records of different artists at the same time and say, that's my composition. He claimed he was a prog music composer.
What do you have to say about that?
Postmodernism. Because I assume, I don't know when that happened, maybe during the 80s, early 90s, and it's still is peak postmodern thinking. And postmodernism, not to be confused with the orchestral music movement that happened in the early 20th century. Postmodernism in culture is an approach based on the idea of deconstructing everything and simplifying it. I'm gonna simplify it as well, just for time constraints, but it's simplifying stuff and dividing into its different sections and trying to reconstruct it again in an attempt to create something new. There is nothing artistic out of it, and also is based on the principle of analyzing everything from the eyes of the beholder. That's why plastic art sucks so much, because every time you go to a gallery, which I totally not recommend you to do because it's just a waste of your time, you're gonna find stuff like a freaking banana stuck to the freaking wall, or to a white canvas, if you are lucky, and called it a freaking piece of art.
But there's gonna be somebody there to tell you why it is a piece of art.
Because it's based on the on the discourse. It's not about the qualitative aspects of the stuff, because your lying eyes are dumb. It's not that you're unable to see there's just a freaking banana stuck to tape to a freaking wall. No, it's because you don't understand the intricacies of the dialectic that is taking place between the. Fuck off.
You haven't asked yourself why the banana is on the wall.
Yes. Do you know that you might be the banana, or is the banana you watching?
Yeah, you have been the banana all along.
Yeah. What a twist! Yeah, it's that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So I can, and the thing is that prog rock got co-opted as well. Because later things like Yoko Ono, Yoko Ono is this what I just described?
Yeah.
She is a postmodern artist.
It's a banana on the wall made music.
But since the 60s, dude.
Yeah.
Because this is nothing new. And what Roman here is describing makes me think instantly of that.
Yeah.
And don't know when did that happen, Roman, but I will assume but the thing is that it could be even said that happened yesterday, man. Because we are still living under the same freaking stupidity as the postmodern. Here, that's a good point. Your lying eyes are dumb. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. The thing is that's what they tell you. That's what that's what they're trying to convince you.
Yeah, because you need to be taught on the way into the gallery how to understand the art that you're about to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna just give a little bit of an anecdote. A few years ago, I went to a modern art gallery, and
Too sorry for you.
I was terrible. I got there with my father, and on the way there, I told him, prepare for what you're about to see, because he has never been to one. He's an engineer, so he doesn't have any form of artistic interest. He likes it. As any human being, right? But from the perspective of the audience, right?
Yeah, he's not involved.
No, he's not involved. He's a sane person. So on the way there, I told him, what you're about to see is outrageous, and I will assure you that we are going to spend a good chunk of our time, and most of our time, being lectured before we can actually see the shit that they have to offer. Lo and behold, we arrive, we did the whole canapé thing with the wine and stuff. Well, that's normal affair to any form of artistic kind of bohemian moment, right? And as soon as the guy who was running the gallery arrived, well, let me explain to you what you're about to say. And my friend looked at me. How did you know? Wait for it, it's gonna get worse, man. I told him, look, he's gonna try to explain that everything you're about to see is very important to look at it from the perspective of what he's about to tell you. And exactly that.
Yeah.
And my father looked at him like, of course, the other guy was speaking, right? So we were like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you, kid? So we finally got permission to take a look around.
Yeah.
And my father was like, and he could tell you, there was a piece in which it was just, literally just, somebody got a rolling ball pen, circles and lines, circles and lines, nothing more.
Yeah.
My father was like, the fuck is this? And I told him, it's a discourse.
Yeah.
What you buy when you do this, they are selling you the discourse. They are selling you the idea.
Look, I think the problem is that you're dumb. Sorry to be the one to tell you, but I know
I'm stupid.
Yeah.
My lying eyes are taking over me so much.
You're ignorant because
I'm an idiot.
because the circles and the lines, the circles represent the many different cycles of life.
The ever perpetual.
Exactly. And the lines, they are, of course, if you have the eyes to see, they are representing of the progression that happens throughout those cycles.
Although it's cyclical.
And that's the contrasting nature of that fantastic piece of art that you didn't have the brains to understand.
Yeah.
Philistines.
So exactly. but basically speaking, that's the whole notion of postmodernism in a cultural perspective. And without I'm trying to avoid getting myself in trouble online.
Too late for that.
No, we haven't reached the good shit, man. Just start to analyze everything you see, particularly the stuff that is considered to be the high shit, and you're gonna start to realize like it's all talk, no substance. You can see this happening in music, particularly in plastic arts, but also in the fashion industry. You don't have to go to the higher end of the human expression. Just look at the fashion industry. Wherever, of course, if you're gonna go to Victoria's Secret, don't do it after 2018. It's starting to get better now, but yeah. But because you're gonna like, the hell happened? Postmodernism, man. But you'll see all sorts of crazy shit that nobody would wear ever.
Yeah.
But it's something else, man. It's discourse and shit. So I'm gonna stop there. But here Roman is saying, the elite think that they know art and music. But all they know is how to pretend to know. Good point.
Good way to put it.
Actually,
so,
yeah. That's exactly the point. Because the whole point of this whole discourse is to make you think that you're unable to see what is good. Because they are trying to confuse you or trying to add this sense of this cloud on your eyes that will stop you from being able to see what you actually have in front of you.
Yeah.
Because little by little, by exposing yourself to this kind of shit, the capability that you have built in to differentiate the good from the bad, and even within the good, the best, the better, and the best starts to become difficult to see.
Yeah, blurred.
Yeah, because you are actually putting you're tidying up the veil in front of your eyes. So that's why it's very important to be critical. And as soon as you start to show, to point at the fact that the emperor has no clothes, they start to call you a peasant. That's the mechanism they develop. That's why the elites are the ones who consider themselves to be the ones who are anointed. They had the blessing.
Yeah.
You didn't. Why? Because you're just a pleb, a peasant. Okay. So, yes. So talking about elitism, prog rock.
Look,
sorry for a tangent.
This whole life should have been a succession of derails.
Yes.
So let's try to stick a little bit to topic. At least to finish off with some form of recommendation.
Yes.
To people that want to get into prog rock.
But look, in a way, it has to do with the conversation because I have been mentioning or hinting at the notion of prog rock having its own demise, and it happened because all of the good aspects that we are show or exposing or calling as being the biggest selling points for progressive rock music became their own downfall due to the overindulgence, the elitism, the holier than thou, the you don't get it because you're dumb kind of attitude.
Yeah.
That also became a very, very integral part for a while. I want to believe that is no longer the case because prog has been dead since the 80s, man. So I think the lesson was learned decades ago.
Yeah.
The thing is that the bad rep it developed is totally earned. Why? We mentioned Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Huge fan of them. Fantastic band. One of the first supergroups ever. Kid Emerson, Sean Palmer, and freaking Greg Lake.
Yeah.
Top of the line.
Virtuosism.
At the fullest, well, yes. Their music, and usually brain salad surgery, is usually referred to be as the moment in which prog rock jumped the shark. Not because of the album, but the extravaganza that followed. At that point, prog rock, believe it or not, kids watching, was the hot shit. It was actually mainstream during the late 60s, early 70s. And Emerson, Lake and Palmer, being a supergroup comprised of members from all of the good shit, became a hit. And during certain promotional tour of a particular album, I don't remember exactly which, I think is Brain Salad, when they were touring the US, they got a drum kit that weighed a ton because it was made out of full iron, I think, or steel. It was stupidly heavy.
Yeah.
And they got trailers to move their shit around, and they had the from the top, and I can even remember seeing the freaking footage. They hired a freaking helicopter in the mid 70s just to shoot the trailers following in a caravan. E-L-P. I'm stupid. Yeah, I'm stupid. Sorry. That was kind of like, oh, moment. Yeah, it showed my monkey ran to cover. Yeah. But they actually even put a huge sign on top of the trailers for them to be shot from the air, man. That's the moment.
Yeah.
And it's usually that's why Emerson, Lake and Palmer has even some form of in the prog world, the fan base is super divided with Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Because some of them love them and some others use them as the point in which prog rock became lame.
Yeah.
Why? Their music is super complex, tough to play, super tough to play. Because if you think that Rush is complex, no.
Their stuff is a whole new level.
No. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and they did it first, man.
Yeah.
Way earlier.
Yeah.
Super difficult to listen to. Some of their albums.
Yeah.
Brain Salad is not an easy listen.
Yeah. Darkus is a little bit more musical.
Yeah, but see, a little bit more musical.
Yeah.
It's not because it's not music for musicians. Don't get me wrong. It's for everybody. The thing is that it's the beginning of music for musicians. It has plenty of those ones like if you're unable to appreciate what's going on, you're like you lost me, man. I don't know what this is about. So what think?
Yeah, I think that there's quite a lot of the hate that is thrown around progressive rock was deserved indeed, and this is a good example of one of those instances. One thing that I don't like is how the hate became a little bit gratuitous at times.
Yes.
Let's say bands such as Dream Theater.
Oh.
I think a lot of the hate that they get is a little bit gratuitous because kind of working upon that idea established by the likes of Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
King Crimson as well.
And I feel that a lot of the people hating on Dream Theater are just riding the gravy train rather than actually being objective about
because
hate.
being very frank, I don't see the hatred for Emerson, Lake and Palmer to be justified either, man. It's just that people like to punch up, man.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, Dream Theater for those of you who don't know, is a progressive rock slash metal band that became not popular because that's kind of an oxymoron, but big. Is the biggest act, I think, in prog rock for the last 3 decades, close to 3 decades.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, from the 90s onwards. It's been 3 decades. Yeah, because I used to like to think that 3 decades it was the 80s. It's not the 90s
anymore.
Whatever. And they are a very good band. It's one of my favorite bands ever. It's a huge influence on me as a guitar player and musician and composer as a whole. And their music is basically taking all of the cues from all of the great bands that we have mentioned so far, but adding an extra twist. Because they brought the Metallica kind of heavy sound to these and thrash metal things to a super orchestrated and kind of complex sounding mix of Emerson, Lake and Palmer, King Crimson, and freaking Rush.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah.
But Rush a lot, man.
Yeah.
And it's such a great band, and it's highly hated, man.
It is.
It's super polarizing.
Yeah.
And I understand why people might not like. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. But the hatred is, I think, it's just because it's the biggest pig in the barn.
Yeah.
Being very frank.
Yeah, but one of my biggest gripes with this notion is the why. Because people, one of the main arguments that you see being thrown as why to hate Dream Theater is to say that they're not musical.
Yes.
Have you listened to them?
Yeah, because if you truly listen to them, you cannot make that claim.
Yes.
And look, here Roman is saying, they say that when you start a rock band, eventually you get tired of the same 4 chords and 4/4 time signature, and eventually move to prog. Totally didn't happen to me at all. I guess no, I never stopped to think about it. Because when I began playing music, well, I wasn't playing music, to be frank.
Yeah.
I was just making noise with a guitar.
You're butchering a guitar, a poor guitar.
I was torturing a freaking guitar.
Yeah.
To the point of me breaking it. I still have it, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's terrible. I was just noisy. And I was noisy with our kids being noisy, so we were noisier together. So you can imagine how shit it was. At one point, we never mentioned that, how we got into prog music. I'm already in it, so I usually should be. Well, sorry for my manners. But, when I started making music, I was already a fan of Metallica, and I happened to like the best, the longer songs, Master of Puppets, and Don't Forgive Me also, because it's prog as well. The Call of Cthulhu.
Great song.
That's super good, man. And it's truly instrumental, man. It's the first time I actually, first I was a freaking kid, man, but I was blown away, like, I didn't know you could write music without lyrics. Man, I was stupid. I was just a kid. I was just a little boy, man. That's the only, even when I think about, like, man, that's like super low IQ. Wherever I can always get away with it by saying that I was just a stupid kid, man. But whatever. And I saw that they were changing, particularly on Master of Puppets, because my favorite part was the center, the instrumental.
Yeah.
Why? Because it made me feel things. The other section, like, yeah, but then, like, wow, and then like, so, and using my stupid kid mind, I tried to go back to that period. I'm like, how can you do that? I was like, ooh, like the monkeys in freaking 2112 and 2112. Speaking of proper, 2001.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, like that. Like, chimping out, man. I couldn't understand. You're like, what kind of sorcery is this? This is a long track, but it's like 3 songs. Oh, they're called movements. Huh? What?
Yeah.
Movements? I'm static, man. I'm not moving. What are you talking about? It was very stupid, man. No, I was a kid, man. The thing is that I started to see patterns, man. The lack of patterns, rather. And I started to see, interesting. Then, hey kid, you like metal, right? Yeah. Try this. Iron Maiden. The fuck. Wow! Blown away. Even harder than Metallica ever did, man.
Yeah.
Why? Because I reached Fear of the Dark, obviously. Prog rock, full on. Look, it's like the Metallica song, but better and more. And then this song is also long as balls. Hallowed by Thy Name. Whoa! I lost my shit.
Yeah.
Then I kept digging around, and I could listen to that, the one in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, yeah.
They play the Klansman.
Yeah.
Like, it's another big as ball song, like 10 minutes epic. Like, damn! Like, what kind of sorcery is this? Somebody said prog rock. Huh? Yeah. So that's how I got into Dream Theater later, man.
All right.
They go like prog rock. I got the internet. Prog rock, Dream Theater. The hell is that? Learning to live.
Yeah.
It was like
This.
yes, like that. As a stupid kid.
Such a good meme.
Yeah, yes, I love it. I couldn't believe how awesome this was because like it's like classical music, dude. But badass. I was stupid because classical music is so
Very badass. Yeah.
Damn. And then I can do that with my guitar? Yes. That's how. Because
Okay.
I wanted to stop sucking because like you listen to Blink-182. Ha! Ha! So you can imagine how many friends I made.
How many enemies?
Yeah. So how would you?
Look, my progressive rock story starts.
My name is.
No, and look, even my take on Pink Floyd, I think it comes a lot of my own personal experience because Pink Floyd is the first band that I was massively into, that had a big impact on me, that actually pushed me into not only listening to different stuff but to be a different person. I think they had that big of a monumental impact.
Sorry, remember one of the guys that also showed me prog rock. We call him He Mike. Sorry, continue.
Damn.
He didn't look like He-Man at all. Okay, so
No, wasn't he managed?
yeah, no. He was super. He was short, not buffed, and dark skinned. So
The same.
exactly like He-Man.
He-Man.
Yeah, of course,
Okay.
but he was He-Mike. So he felt like the bootleg version. So we're
Freaking kids.
yeah. So we're continuing. Sorry.
But look, Pink Floyd. For a good chunk of time, I got super into their stuff. I got introduced to Pink Floyd through Shine On Your Crazy Diamond, which is a great introduction to Pink
It's
Floyd.
actually a
Actually,
fantastic one.
because if you get into the usual suspects like Comfortably Numb and Another Brick in the Wall, especially Another Brick in the Wall,
Because it's just a tough one.
even though they're good songs, I'm not gonna say that they're not good songs, they are only a fraction of the whole.
Yeah.
And they can leave you kinda misguided.
Yes.
Shine On Your Crazy Diamond is actually a progressive rock song.
Full on.
Great song.
I mind coming from a progressive rock band, but wherever.
Look, the thing is, I feel that Pink Floyd, don't know if it was because I was a kid and I was too dumb to pursue more, but I spent way too much time just on Pink Floyd.
That's what we call in my town a fanboy. You were a fanboy.
Yeah, because I felt that Pink Floyd was a
Was
little bit
thick.
self-contained, was the self-contained. Said, okay, this is the entirety of what I need out of music.
Yes.
Who needs Rush? Who needs Dream Theater if you can have a Pink Floyd? So,
It's not necessarily a bad argument.
no, but look, I feel that experience left me feeling that Pink Floyd wasn't a gateway into progressive rock. Not because it's not progressive rock, but because it didn't take me there. The band that actually took me into progressive rock was Rush. When I listened to Rush, I said, "Okay, this is fantastic. This is different from anything I ever listened to," especially because my only contact with progressive rock was Pink Floyd, which has no instrumental virtuosism. Rush took the whole thing to a new level
Yes.
because he had the expansiveness, the concept, the intelligence of Pink Floyd to some degree. Different, of course,
Yeah,
but
but
plus the instrumental proficiency, the highly crafted approach to music making.
Yeah.
And that's what opened the doors of progressive rock music to me.
The Doors are also a good introduction to prog rock.
They are indeed.
Yes.
but it was that I needed that extra nudge of virtuosism that I didn't find on Pink Floyd to actually open the floodgates to the rest of progressive rock. So from that came Dream Theater, from that came Camel,
we haven't mentioned Camel.
Yeah, Camel has some albums by Camel, may be a good introduction
the,
to
the thing is that
rock.
before going live, I was thinking, I'm gonna begin by bringing the good shit. But like, no man, this is about
Yeah.
keeping it like introductory. Like,
But what was the name of that kind of poppy album by Camel? There's one
damn it, Sunrise, no. There is Moon. No.
No,
Give me a second. The
Moonshine
one,
is a fantastic album, but it's not a good
it's not
introduction.
that, no.
It's a little bit deep.
It's the one with the keep on dancing. The one in the barn.
Exactly,
It's
yeah,
that
yeah.
one. Give me a second.
Because that one, I think, is a good introduction to
It
prog
is
rock.
indeed because it's super. That's almost disco, man.
Yeah, because very poppy,
Yeah.
but it has Camel to it.
It has a camel shit.
Yeah.
The name is Breathless.
Breathless, exactly.
Yes,
yeah,
that
yeah.
one.
Very good album.
Yes.
It's not their best because they definitely have better
No.
stuff. Like the Moonshine is a fantastic. There's No Goose.
No Goose is the top, but also
But those are not good introductions.
Mirage.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Mirage is probably their best record.
I like No Goose better personally.
There's No Goose is more on the what's the name of Moon Madness is the one you're referring to. It's not
Yeah, it's Moonshine, Moon Madness.
Moonshine
Exactly.
is drinking. No, Moon Madness is a very good kind of a mouthful, but it's a great record as well.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Mirage is a better record because it has Lady Fancy, and Lady Fancy alone is like kick-ass. That's top prog rock, and especially classic progressive rock. Because when we move, even prog rock has plenty of different eras. And the classic progressive rock era, I would say, is early King Crimson, from In the Court of the Crimson King all the way down to Red. Yeah, I think that's the classic because later.
It gets kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it gets kind of crazy.
hell, yeah, it's still great. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Also, you got basically everything Genesis.
Well, everything before Peter Gabriel left.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing that we got. That's only. Yeah, that's
Well,
only
what am I talking about? Sorry, yeah.
He never left. Genesis died and he started off a career by his own. Everything, yes. Except
The one with the numbers, I forgot the name.
nobody cares. Never happened in the 80s. And Camel, basically everything by Camel before Breathless.
Yeah.
Because Breathless, they went into a much more poppy sound. Not a bad one. It's just more disco influenced.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you get into the 80s and you get the neo prog shit.
Yeah, your Marillion.
Plenty of Fugazi.
Would you say that Marillion is a good band to get into prog?
No. Because Marillion has two distinct eras, clearly different,
Yeah.
very different. You can even make the claim that it's like peak, Jute, and then Geriatricity, clearly. And the things that they swap singers as well. The first one was Howard. Fish, you're correct. And Howard was the one who took over after Fish.
Yeah.
After releasing a series of very successful albums, especially Misplaced Childhood.
Yeah.
The one with the mega blockbuster top single, Kaylee.
Yeah.
Which, just as a matter of fact, did you know that when that record got released, Kaylee was the most popular name in the UK?
For real? That big?
It was that big.
Damn.
4 girls being born in during the year of the release of that. Yeah, that they hit it big, man.
What happened to them?
The thing is that they are a great band, but so inconsistent, man. That is like,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Kaylee, even though it's not a bad song by any means, is far from their best.
Which?
Very far. Kaylee.
Nah, that's a pop single, man.
Yeah.
But it has the super guitar thing.
Yeah,
That and like. But the track is like, Kaylee, like that's a pop song for the 80s. But great guitar solos.
Yeah.
And the guitar like and the bang bang bang, so cool. But then it goes super cheesy. But the rest of the album is very good. Lavender is a fantastic song, beautiful ballad.
I'm personally more partial to the Hogarth era, being very honest. I know that's gonna be taken with some controversy, but I like their stuff better. Albums such as Fear or what's the name of the one?
You're a new fan.
The one
Tourist.
with
Tourist.
the Invisible Man. What's the name of that?
Marbles.
Marbles is a very good album.
Tourist.
I like the stuff with Fish as well.
No, me too, but Fish stuff is better, man. Because they couldn't. Marbles is the closest they ever got to releasing something as good as Script for Yesterday.
I think
that album.
I think Marbles is better.
No,
I like Marbles better.
That album slaps. Marbles is way too long. Has many songs that are like, what the fuck is this? Beth has Neverland.
Yeah.
An Invisible Man.
Yeah.
An Ocean Cloud. Nobody beats the Street Fuckers.
Yeah.
Beth. The Script for Yesterday. Everything.
I don't think
even Chelsea Monday.
In the entirety of Script for Justice tier, you don't have a single song like Neverland, as good as Neverland.
I think we're already once again derailing because this is we're already talking like you know your shit. No, this is introductory. He's saying thanks for bringing us back to our senses, man. Look, he's saying that first and foremost, from punk to prog is quite a leap. It was indeed, man. It was indeed. So you can imagine how many friends I made, for real. Because I started to realize, I opened my eyes like, they're fooling us. That's when I began being this super conspiracy. Like, there's something weird with this because everybody who I am surrounded with listens to this shit and they're stupid.
And I wonder why. Why so many friends?
I started to find correlation, which doesn't mean causation, but come on, man.
Leave it to the crows.
Yes, yeah, exactly. That's a problem. That's been a crow since then. Then, Roman here is saying, Alice Cooper got me into prog rock. By his song, Black Juju, 9 minutes long song. Yeah, actually a good pick. I also forgot to mention that Creedence, Clearwater Revival, also got me.
For real?
They have Looking Through the Grapevine. It's not prog, but it's so long. And it's so instrumental, man.
Yeah.
Because it begins like your traditional southern rock. Creedence never fails. Super fun singing, fantastic vibe. But then the guitars will be like, the hell is that? Just thinking about like that tone, and also that's a jam, man. It's such a great song. The way that they managed to keep the song progressing, you never realize it. When I was a kid, I remember going on the highway. My parents were taking somewhere, and I was blasting music on my headphones, and
Discman.
Yes, I was rocking a CD player, but an MP3 capable, so I had a shit ton of music. But a shit ton, well, by today's standards, nothing like that. I had plenty of music, and since at that point I was already straying away from the mainstream shit, I got into the classic rock because since the only people I knew that had an idea of better music than the kids that I was hanging around with. Were my uncles and my parents and shit. So what should I listen to? Well, I don't know anything about music, but I heard of Pink Floyd. so yeah, it was like that. I also heard of Creedence and Kiss and Alice Cooper. I'm like, okay. I find ways to get the music, of course, totally legally. So, of course. So I made my bootleg CD with all of the classic rock I could find.
Yeah.
And one of the songs was Looking Through the Grapevine. And I remember these very moments. I was on the highway. That song kicked in, and the bass and the guitar with the super reverb and stuff, and the drums super quietly. And they're like, okay, that was good, man. I was like, I started to understand the whole notion of the of the smoke and the stuff, keeping it PG for and I was like, I kind of get it. I kind of get it. This is kind of like, this is good, but moody in a somber, kind of dark and vibey way. And I didn't realize that the song was almost 10 minutes something long. It finished like, that was badass. Let's play it again. The hell? Wow. And that was a good from the weirdest of places, man. Because, you can see that the whole notion of prog music doesn't necessarily apply to a very specific set of things.
100%.
In this case, Alice Cooper is a great pick because I think they are way proggier than Creedence ever was. Because Alice Cooper's music scenes is quite scenic and theatrical and has those moments similar to Meatloaf. Meatloaf is a great introduction.
It is.
The thing is that Meatloaf is kind of tough due to the musical theater thing.
It's not for everybody.
Not for everybody, and I can see that. I understand that because it's not necessarily, it's a kind of a tough sell. It's super good, but it's not necessarily for everybody. But Alice Cooper is way more accessible.
Yeah.
And actually, his music has that evolving aspect to it. It's very good, man.
Yeah.
It's very, very good. Indeed. Yeah, I never thought of him as a good gateway.
Yeah, but it's true. It was actually a good suggestion.
Yeah, the Doors as well. We mentioned them very briefly, but they are also very good to get you into prog.
Yeah.
Particularly the album "LA Woman." That's my favorite by them. So good. And that album, that's one of those albums that I consider to be a masterpiece as an album.
The whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing is excellent. It's enjoyable from start to finish, man. And it's funny because the mix, depending on which mix you get, the drums is on one side.
They were going cute. They were experimenting.
It was during that period, man. We were like, stereo. And I knew that. I realized that it's funny because there was this get together we had, and somebody asked me to play music. Shit, what can I play? I was already to do shit, and that's why. Oh, the Doors. Those never fail, man. And everybody knows Light My Fire, so it's an easy pick, man. So, okay. So I began with LA Woman, great album, and I think it's a good album for some form of a get together.
Yeah.
Right? But the cable was off. I was connected in an iPod to it, so the cable was off. So one side was missing. It was just going the left or the right. I don't remember. And the sound again is perfect. Love her madly. And everything, and then love her. Where are the drums? Where are the drums? Like, once I'm like, don't know what's going on, and like, damn, I damaged the speakers, and they're not mine. And I was shitting brakes, man. And then I got a pair of headphones. Somebody had headphones. Let me check the iPod. It's working. The hell's going on? Then we swap cables. The full thing, like, I didn't know.
Yeah.
But then I got into music production, and I knew that you could pan shit.
Yeah.
Sons of a bitch.
Who puts the drums on the left?
Who thinks like that, man? Early 60s. Oh.
Yeah.
Nobody know.
It was novel.
Man,
It was extremely novel.
You'll see 10 years ahead. All the stupidity we're doing with Atmos.
Yeah.
We're gonna laugh at it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We're like,
Yeah.
oh, man, what were we thinking, man? So 3 bands just to finish this off.
Look, I'm gonna try to do like now in 2 minutes the summarized version of what we should have done throughout the entirety of the live show.
We went everywhere.
Because look, I feel that good suggestions on where to start in progressive rock depends on where you're standing. Because let's say you like pop music, Peter Gabriel.
Yeah.
Good way to go.
Which album?
I think you actually changed my mind. I think Peter Gabriel 1 is probably the better bet. If you're coming out of classic rock, Kansas. Leftoverture.
How didn't we mention Kansas, man?
Well, I'm mentioning it now. So if you're coming out of classic, you already like classic rock, just listen to Leftoverture. Gonna blow
or Deep Purple. Or Deep Purple.
Or Deep Purple, yeah.
Both.
So Leftoverture is such a good album. Yes. Because even the just for your
Carry On.
Carry On, yes, thank you. It's already, even though it's an ultra popular track, it has everything.
And
it has everything.
Kicks ass.
And it has that classic rock badassery that you expect.
How
but
about Boston? Boston?
Boston as well. I think Boston can lead you into Kansas if you're not.
Yeah, because Boston is more on the classic, but it has sticks.
Sticks is awesome.
Yeah, the Sticks is good, man.
Yeah.
Sticks is also
Pieces of 8 is a great album. I think it's a good introduction to prog.
It is as well, man.
Because not that demanding, it's fun music, but it's quite prog.
Because Sticks is not just Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Yeah.
Please do yourself a favor, listen to their shit, because I know they get the bad rep out of the cheesiness. Yes, I get it. But if you listen to the album from which Mr. Roboto comes from, and when the song kicks in, you get goosebumps, like, wow! You're like, wow! I didn't see it coming, and it makes sense. And you're like, you're like, sick. You're like, I get it now. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that thing is super conceptual, man. But
it is.
It is a fantastic. Yeah, but let's begin with that one.
Yeah. So if you're into 90s music,
Alice in Chains.
no, Super Unknown.
Super known.
I
Super
think-
known is prog as balls.
Yeah. So I think that's a good way to get into.
By Soundgarden.
I wouldn't say that it's a progressive rock album, but it's super proggy. Is a good gateway. Let me see. 80s music. If you like,
Iron Maiden.
yeah, Seven Son was Seven Son.
That's a prog album.
Prog album.
Also Somewhere in Time.
Yeah.
Both are prog rock.
Fantastic.
Change my mind. You want? I can't even show you with science.
If for any reason you like modern rock,
Look, if I may, I will try to show some good examples of modern prog rock.
Devin Townsend.
Devin Townsend, but he's more on the metal side of things.
Yeah.
He's clearly prog metal.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
Fantastic musician, incredible orchestrator, incredible composer, massive sounding mixer because he mixes his own shit.
Yeah.
Incredible, totally recommended. A good way to get into his stuff. Epic Cloud. That album is just excellent. It's not his best, but it's the most approachable.
Yeah.
And it has freaking Kingdom, super fun, and it has the best guitar solo ever. If you know, you know. So it's fun, super good album, and the choirs are magnificent.
Yeah.
His vocal work. He's a singer and guitar player, but he's mostly a singer. Devin Townsend. He has Devin Townsend project and also Devin Townsend solo stuff. It's kind of confusing, but just anything with his name on is good. Also Siltoid, that album is fun. It's a
Yeah, it's very
progressive
cool,
rock
yeah.
opera, but it's fun. It's very stupid. It has the March of the Posers and all sorts of.
It's a very good song, man.
It is.
Yeah.
It's hilarious, man. It's hilarious. And he has a good sense of humor. His music is positive in general. Like
Yeah.
being positive. Very good. Also another band that I would recommend from the modern stock. Riverside, it's a band that I always mention. Is from Poland. Is from the mid 2000s. Great. I would say that they're very close to the sound of Pink Floyd from the 70s in the emotional aspect because they got the guitar sound, the kind of thing. Super sad music in general. It's like in the wake of Poseidon, kind of sad, with echoes kind of sad. So it's sad.
But more accessible because, for instance, in the Wake Up Poseidon, it's a fantastic song, but I wouldn't recommend it as a gateway to prog because it's way too much.
No, it's way too sad.
It's way too emotionally charged.
Yeah, it's the kind of music that you listen to. Like, I know that's a Starless, also great.
Yeah.
But in the wake of Poseidon is better.
Yeah. And the whole album was very good in the Wake Up Poseidon.
Yeah, but the things that song is so good. Yeah, when you reach yeah, it's done, man. It's over. Yeah, but that's way too sad. And Quadrophenia as well by The Who. The Who is also full on prog later.
Yeah.
Later, because after freaking Who's Next? Because I think Who's Next is the beginning of them going
proggy.
majestic. Because that was the fuck. Such a good band.
Yeah.
Yeah, but coming back to the modern stock, Riverside, great. My recommendation: Second Life Syndrome, the three. There are three albums. There is like a sequence of albums. It's like it's a sequence. You can go more progressive than that.
Yeah.
Three conceptual albums that are actually part of the same concept. So yeah, it's a trilogy.
Yeah.
Recommended full on. My favorite pick, or the most accessible one, I would say, is Second Life Syndrome. Is the second one, because you got Rapid Eye Movement, which is the final one, and Out of Myself, which is the first of the trilogy. The three of them are fantastic, incredibly good, for real. Is if you're into classic prog, but you want that a little bit of a more modern edge, that's the band to listen to. Also, Pain of Salvation, a band that I always
No, but I wouldn't say it independent.
No.
Way to get into prog.
This is just now that you're into it, because their music is super dense. Those guys are way too tough, because they are always blurring the lines between rock and metal, and their music is highly crafted.
Yeah, very unsettling at times.
Unsettling. They are always thriving on the sense of despair and anguish and pain.
Yeah.
Hence the name.
Yeah.
But they truly feel like it hurts, but in the right way, if you know what I mean.
The thing is that they are so good in portraying those emotions that is not an easy listen because the emotions that you feel while listening are uncomfortable emotions.
A good way that I would use to describe him is, if you're into plastic arts, you might have heard of Francisco de Goya, the Spanish painter. It's like his stuff.
Yeah.
It looks like, it feels like that. It sounds like that.
Yeah.
So recommended. And a final pick would be, we already mentioned Dream Theater, Reincarnation. I think Reincarnation is a good bridge in between the hot, difficult shit to listen to and the accessible one.
Yeah.
Album that I recommend, Blessing in Disguise.
Look, I think the acoustic verses is a great way to get into because it's more, is less
Yes, I get you.
aggressive.
The thing is that it's way too emotional.
It's emotional stuff.
And if you're not ready to feel feels
Yeah.
with music, it might get you to tears in due to its beauty.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful album.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, but it's beautiful due to its sadness.
Yeah.
It's a very, very sad sounding album. The album finishes and you like, damn.
Yeah.
That was
Tough.
damn. It was beautiful, but in its, because it's not a grotesque sounding album. It's beautiful sounding, but it's super sad, man. You truly feel the feels. And
Yeah, you do. Think Rowan's giving his final contributions there?
No, yes, Kansas. Yeah, he was mentioning that Kansas. Yeah, Kansas, and we should have mentioned them before.
Yeah.
Sorry, huge Kansas fans here, but
The
the thing
thing
is that's so big, man.
Look, you already can probably tell that we're passionate about the matter.
Yeah, no,
Because
that is my jam.
Even the amount of derail in this conversation, which was 90% derail and 10%.
And we try to keep it simple, man.
But we're gonna come back to it.
Yes.
Because, and look, let me try to justify at a conceptual level. Let me do
progressive.
as the modern art gallery guy.
Yeah.
The reason why we derail so much is because the best way to get into prog rock is becoming a thinking person.
Yes. It is.
Because not through the music, it's through the ideas.
Look at that.
A second.
Look at that. I think you planned that just to use that freaking meme.
Of course. Which one is that?
No,
There's one.
wrong. That's not the one. That was wrong.
That was wrong. Indeed.
Yeah.
See?
No.
A meme within a meme. I'm
Yeah,
thinking
whatever.
2 steps ahead.
Wherever. So, take some.
So we have this kind of what the heck's going on? We have this kind of conversations on a weekly basis. It's not usually this derailed. It can be.
We weren't that derailed, man.
But look,
It's the gene.
we're having a good time. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Talking about music that doesn't suck. This is the whole point of this show. If you like music that doesn't suck, and if you like having conversations about music that doesn't suck, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, and be a part of the next conversation.
Yeah,
We're gonna love having you here.
Yeah. So with that being said, as every single time we meet you, don't let anybody tell you what to dream about, and stick around because next week we're going to be talking about Socky albums from great albums. Socky covers for great albums. With that being said, we'll see you.